Honest man.
That's the levels of perfection in that are just so good. So Dennis, let's see. It's been a couple weeks.
You fell ill.
I was very not so good last week. I don't know if it's like on Tuesday nights I go to our dance class where I dance with 20 different people and we are touching hands and other body parts. But then, like, the next day I fell super, super ill. So I don't know if it was like...
Quick COVID.
quick COVID. Is it great? Yes. It was a head cold that just, like, tore me down. And I was just like, I can't even. So,
Tis the season.
sorry about that.
And it was, I sat down at the computer right on time, and it was the first...
I hate that for
I'd
you.
even looked at my phone, but
yeah.
I did all the preparations, of course.
Right.
So there I was.
So you have two weeks of preparation for this one.
Well, no, because 0 + 0 = 0.
Okay.
That's, you've got the wrong algorithm.
No, but I did have one anecdote before we get to since then. One that I missed last episode when I was in Malta with my company offsite where we were all hanging out. They're nearby the hotel because it was a luxury hotel, as is often the case. Turns out. There was a casino, and some of my colleagues were like, yeah, we went to the casino last night, and like, yeah, we fucked around and we walked away with like 300 euros, and so like we're going back tonight because we're gonna go make some more money. And I was like,
no, you won't.
Well. Actually, so I was like, all right. I feel like I go to a casino every 10 years. Like I went to one in my 20s in Las Vegas or whatever, and I went to another one in my 30s, and now I'm in my 40s. I'm like, yeah, I'll go to another one, and so. I was like, sure, whatever, because we were already at the point of the night where we had come back from our company dinner, and we're hanging around having single malts at the hotel bar, and this one
single malt scotch.
Yeah, baby. And this one, like, cocky British guy who had won 200 euros yesterday was like, well, I do declare I shall go to the casino. And I was like, what the fuck? I'll go with you. And then he was like, okay, well, go to your room, bring your passport. Like, you need a bunch of, like, paperwork to get into a casino. And I was like, okay. So I went and I got my passport. I came back. Sure enough, they needed to, like, copy down a bunch of details about where I live and where I'm from and my phone number and, like, they're not fucking around. They're not just letting any old schmo into the casino. It's like, fine, whatever. So I go in, and I'm like, all right. I don't know. I'll spend 50 euros. 50 euros is like $60.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. and they were like, all right, well, that's two 25 € chips, and 25 is the minimum bet at this.
Say that part again. That's what it's.
So by 50 euros turned into two 25 € chips,
Yeah.
and 25 was the minimum bet at a blackjack.
So you
table.
could play one hand
two,
and lose
two.
once.
Two.
But you had to, you know, Annie, you put quarter up, you lose twice.
No. So I put up 25, and
Leaving 25 in your hand.
in my 25 in my hand, yes, and the dealer, like, super professional, obviously, plum, 13. I'm like, fuck.
You had to take one.
All right, hit me. Bust. Fine. Next hand, 25. 14. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hit me, and then I busted, and it was just like, okay, well, that was like 45 seconds of excitement.
You were the Aaron Rodgers of the casino.
It was the worst. It was the fastest, and like, so my British colleague that was there also quickly lost, but then put in a bunch more money, and then ended up winning.
Oh, and you
Again,
watched
again.
from then on.
So I was just like, yeah, you can buy me a beer, and I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I'm not gonna spend more than 50 euros on this farce. But so yeah, that was my casino experience for this decade. Maybe when I'm 55, I'll figure out another thing to
This
do.
is for your 40s.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I haven't been to a casino for a while, actually. And when I go, I play cards. Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, so there was this other table that was Texas Hold'em, but it was like super complicated. Like,
It's small blind, large blind. That's all.
but and also
Texas Hold'em's Texas Hold'em. It doesn't matter what country you're in.
and also with Texas, you're like,
Damn it.
you're taking money from the other people at the table as opposed to the casino, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay.
That's why there's so much of it. And
So-
of course, it's all about outwitting those players. I've told you if this is a recent tell, then stop me. But I went to the birthplace of Jimi Hendrix, Tacoma, Washington,
Okay.
and was on a business trip and had a gambling joint, and it was a boat dock, so that it was illegal to gamble in the state, but they weren't on the state property; they were on the river.
Okay.
And so you walked over a gangplank thing to a permanent huge boat,
Right.
and you played. And I went to a 5-10.
Those
you
are the
know,
dumbest fucking laws. Like, what?
Yeah, just skirt them.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, 5-10 20 game. You know, $5, $10, $20, like that. And over the course of an hour and a half, I had a couple of flushes, I had a boat, and I had 2 fours of a kind. And I won everybody's money, and they were starting to get punchy.
Uh huh.
Just when I got that second set of 4 of a kind, this guy looked at me and said, "How in the fuck are you doing that?"
Yep.
And I said, "Just draw the cards, man." But it was a suspicious look. But it was like, how would I be cheating? I'm not dealing.
Right.
Am I in cahoots with the... And it wasn't that I knew what they had. I didn't care what they had. And so anyway, I played. I was up, $400 or $500 and tipping heavy, And the more these guys got irritated, the more I loved it. And this
course.
guy comes over and says, "Can I join you?" And he says, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I'm gonna sit here. I'm waiting for the big table to open up." And that table was 20, 40, 100 table. I sat down. I kept getting those hands. I kept getting straights and flushes. And I had, he though, when I had a straight, he had a flush. When I had a flush, he had a boat.
Ooh.
And if I had a boat, he had a higher boat. And so I lost all my money because I had hands that I could not fold. They were so good.
Right.
In fact, they were second best. He had the best possible hand again and again in Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, because if your hand is shit, then obviously you're gonna fold. But like, if you can rig the deck so that your arch enemy has a really good hand, but not quite as good as yours,
Yeah.
then
Well, the
anyway.
other thing is I'm a very good bettor. So when I've got a pair of fours in my hand for Texas Hold'em, and the first three cards that come up are a pair of fours, so I've got 4 fours on the flop.
Yep.
I don't act like I have anything. I'm just, if somebody bets, I bet with them, and I wait, and I've got a act going on that this isn't great for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in, but whatever.
Yep.
And then somebody who had like maybe even some cards, 2 pair, whatever, they start to get bold with their bets, and I just go with them.
Yep.
Go with them, and then they think, well, I'm not going to be able to shake him. I wonder what the fuck he has. Looking, and they're thinking he's got a boat, 3's full of something. Well, I've got that beat because I got a boat, queen's full, whatever.
Yep.
And so, and then just when you got him, you go all in, and he's put most of his money in the pot
Right.
on his volition.
Yeah. Right. And
On
then
his volition.
Yeah.
Keep it coming, Guppy. And bam.
you're kind of a bastard about that. Yeah.
Well,
But like
Such is
you're
the-
you're playing the game, right?
such is the art.
Yeah. Indeed.
Such is the art. I mean, remember those crazy poker games we used to have at the beach?
I do, and I won several because I didn't really know what I was doing.
Oh, we had some. I remember when Danny Cook would play, he was so loud. Funny as can be.
No, Danny Cook loud? Amazing. That's
Oh, he had a pair of hands the size of fucking hams. He had freaking, who's that quarterback with the big hands? Troy Aikman.
You would
Troy
think the
Aikman's got
receiver would
freakish
have
hands.
big hands.
What's that?
You'd think the receiver would have big hands more than the quarterback. But I guess you got to put the spiral.
Yeah, the football looks like a toy in his hand.
Yeah. So, you been to the fishing hole? Like last episode
yeah,
was
I
last
did
episode was
some-
so deep into fishing.
Did some fishing.
I have some stories, I guess, because
Because you went fishing?
No, I was visited by a friend from very far away.
But you were greeted by whom?
I was visited by a friend. I was greeted by the loving day God every morning.
The loving day God?
Yes,
So
The-
it's
the
official
sunrise.
now. The
sunrise.
drugs have kicked in.
yes,
The
every
day-
every morning.
the day God.
Yes.
That's who came to see you?
Well, I mean, now we're talking to the night god, and like, whew. Today is a supermoon,
Oh,
so that might explain everything. supermoon meaning that because of the elliptical orbit of the moon, it's slightly closer now as a full moon than it typically is. And by slightly closer, it means like tiny bit. But like, that's enough for people to write news articles about, like, oh, the moon is bigger today than ever before.
Bigger, looks so much
Oh,
closer.
look at my moon. I'm gonna moon you. So
From Moondance, remember that? Cosmo's moon.
So, what has happened in your world?
Well,
past
I
fortnight?
think we can. Well, one thing is,
Or we can
Mayors
talk
of-
about-
Mayors of Kingstown has returned for fourth season, and Edie Falco from
Whoa.
Sopranos fame is now the warden of the prison
Oh, that.
in
okay.
Kingstown.
Yes.
And she is the major role, new role. In fact, the promo shows Jeremy's character and Edie Falco's character facing off, and the first two episodes are just gruesome and great. Taylor Sheridan script and shit, so you can. It's going to be good.
Okay.
So, the big news is from the political desk. Bam.
Share.
So there were off-term state and local elections yesterday, November 4th.
Indeed.
And the Democrats wiped out the Republicans in a way that is more jarring than any such election in memory. And the margins where the Dems usually win, they won by landslides. In the
Okay.
margins where they sometimes win moderately, they won large. They won in all groups, all Latino, breakdown subgroups, men, women, college age. Where they didn't gain any ground was college age, or young people, no college,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. But overwhelming, new woman governor of Virginia for the first time in the history of state. New woman governor in Virginia for the first time in the history of state, and they went handily. And a Muslim is now the mayor of New York City.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Move Swanee. And he
Mumdani.
is what?
Mumdani.
Yes. He is wildly popular. And
He's pretty darn charismatic.
the great thing that happened yesterday that points to the future is that AOC said, after it was clear that he won, when asked the question from the reporter, is he now the face of the Democratic Party? And she said, there isn't just one face of the Democratic Party. He's one face, one of many faces, and he's our face in New York City. And it was such a brilliant answer. I turned to my wife and said, she's going to oppose Schumer in the primary and she's going to win.
Yeah.
He didn't even endorse him.
As you may recall, we have discussed. I feel like it was the last episode. You were like, "Can you name the leader of the Democratic Party?"
Uh-huh.
And we were both like, "No,
Well-
we're not even leader." But
Well, here's the...
so what you just said means that there are, rather than saying yes, this is the face, she's like, no, there's multiple faces, and like you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to learn them, and
Well, and it's a you have to preach the gospel of the table is for all. I mean, That's the tenet of the
The
fucking
gospel of the
Democratic Party in the first place. So, but she's smart
for sure.
in that she's so studious. She knows the issues like the back of her hand, and she is so clearly spoken, so almost disarmingly clearly spoken, tenacious and beautiful, and laughs and smiles on camera, and is an authentic person.
I would vote the shit out of AOC.
Yeah.
But so, have you seen? So I have many mornings. I will watch the YouTube channels of the late night talk show people, the Colberts and the Meyers and the Kimmels, and I don't know if you've seen this, but Jimmy Kimmel has taken the quote of Trump saying, "Oh well, AOC is a low IQ individual," and
Low intelligence,
no, he says low IQ.
low IQ.
He doesn't know what that means. And this other Texas representative, who is also a black woman, he's like, oh, and she's also low IQ, and so,
Is there a pattern there?
and you're exactly, and so Jimmy has decided, look, man, I think we should have a national television IQ test where the three of you get together. And
Who are the three? AOC,
AOC, Trump, and she has a
from the black congresswoman.
yeah, and so he's like, yes, we should totally organize this, and he's been pushing this, and he's like, I will pay for all of this. Think of the ratings. Donald, like, for you to totally destroy these low IQ women in this like live event that we're gonna have, and
Are you making this up that he's promoting it?
no,
It's true?
he's totally promoting this, and
And it just won't work out, will it? It
well,
just
of
won't
course
work.
not, but because he's calling Trump on his bluff. Like, it probably wasn't his idea. His writers decided, hey, wouldn't it be amazing if we came up with this thing where we would just like call him out on this and put him up against these clearly smarter individuals to do any sort of IQ test. And of course he's not going to take it, but like that's the whole point. Like he's just calling the bluff of like, oh, I'm so much smarter than these dark women, but whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, he got his ass handed to him, and I'll tell you one of his more. This thing about Trump is that sometimes, just for a second, he almost acts presidential. And one of those moments was last night on social media when the results came in and they were clear in the middle of the night. He wrote, and I quote, "Fuck, fuck, fuck." That's from the President of the United States.
He wrote that.
Yes.
On
And sent it,
on the truths.
sent it on his social.
I have not seen that yet, but because I'm behind because I only see what is taped at 6 p.m. Well, yeah. So that's great that he's.
And so the what he gets hammered on is clear from everyone who won, every single person who won these major races: attorney general, governor, lieutenant governor, governor, just just what a list. Every single one of them, 100%, talked about personal economy and national economy. The number one issue, and everything else was a distraction. The White House destruction, the fucking Great Gatsby party. Did you hear about this?
Yes, of course.
At Mar-a-Lago,
At
I haven't
moment,
seen the-
at the moment that they were like removing
Cutting
all of the
SNAP.
SNAP benefits,
Yes.
and the slogan at the top of the door said, "A party never killed anyone." Like fucking genius.
No, that's not even true. A buddy of mine died at a party, so what the fuck?
It's not
Well, he wound up
the
dying.
fucking it's like part of the Great Gatsby novel that people died at the party. Like
Yeah.
that's how perfect it is. But like, just
Who died
The-
at the Great Gatsby party?
I don't know, but I think it was more than one person.
The car wreck?
I would have to check my sources.
Okay,
And
I'm just trying to remember. It's big. That's a great movie.
book first, but yes,
Leonardo.
yes. So that it happened. Fuck.
Well, so the facts are that the things that have pissed people off, and we started with the list, the White House, they're being blamed for the congressional stop on the budget, healthcare lapses, bad employment numbers until they're not even reporting numbers anymore, just on and on and on. Every single one of those issues is in such a state that it will be a topic for an entire year till the midterms. The killing the Venezuelan boat people, that is going to be heard of international court.
You think we have that attention span?
It just goes on, I'm saying. It just goes on and on.
Yeah,
and on.
but we don't have
And all-
that attention span.
And all this stuff with the tariffs and the growing costs, all that stuff will just go on. And the Democrats now have not only the exact right message, but they have a fucking small army of new messengers who won their districts by 10 and 15 points more than any other Democrat. Independents in droves going to it. People fed up. And it means that we're on a road now, a trajectory for midterms where he loses the House and the Trump autocratic growth probably wouldn't stop altogether, but it sure did slow. Executive orders in courts, the courts keep giving him emergency approvals, which is an interesting thing. All it takes for a law issue, a legal issue to be emergency is for the president to say so and provide some meager evidence of it. And then the Supreme Court meets, they just decide thumbs up, thumbs down, no explanation, no citations, nothing. They just say, looks like you can do this. And then they might schedule it for a full opinion in a year. And so
Right.
these kinds of things, they will start to cease, even because the appeals courts, which are always going to get hit with the shit before the Supreme Court, have now got emboldened Supreme Court jurists who won by landslides, like everyone did in the Democratic arena.
Right.
There weren't very many close races, as it turned out. But this is an enormous heads up. Now, on the other hand, the heads up is they have a whole year to what? Try to correct it. Well, the pundits were asking the question last night, said, why didn't someone say to him, you know, just last week you were in New Jersey and you announced that you had killed the tunnel project, which would have made traffic and life and jobs so much easier for everyone in New Jersey. Could you announce that on November 5th? Could you just hold that for a week? Could you, don't bring the bulldozers in until November 5th.
Right.
If you're bound and determined, and as far as all that gold and stuff, just November 6th, roll out your gold, man. Whatever the fuck. And so what we have debated and discussed for years is the fact that he's his own worst enemy, but to the most degree he's a Teflon to his 30%. He's got 30% across the board on every issue, but that's all he has. And he's isolating, and is he going to listen to anybody? Why the fuck would he?
Okay.
Take a stronger hand.
But he's got 30%. When it gets down to 20 or 10 or 8 or 6%, at what point
that won't happen.
lose?
Why are you that's too hypothetical.
Yeah,
that won't happen. The opposition will grow. The 30%, and actually you're right, because if the opposition grows, that 30% is no longer 30. It was 30 of 10, of a million, but now it's 30% of 2 million. So you're right, yeah.
But like the number can go down.
Yes.
And it has.
You mean the number or the percentage?
His percentage approval rating is what we're talking about, right?
Well, voter loyalty. Same.
Approval rating, yes. So it could go down to 29.
Yeah.
It could get down to 28.
Percent, and why?
Yeah, but like at what point down that slide do things change?
You're indicating a false assumption, and that is that when his percentage goes down, his numbers go down. In fact, his numbers aren't going to change at all.
I was talking about numbers. God damn it!
You were talking about percentages. Now you want to, if it's numbers.
Let's talk numbers, man.
It's very hypothetical. Why would his numbers go down? It's a cult. It's a cult.
But they have.
The numbers have gone down. The MAGA numbers have gone down. What have you been drinking, bro?
What has gone down? The
percentage.
The percentage of what?
The percentage of total voters.
And what are numbers?
What are numbers? Numbers are things that you count. In your case, 2 hands and 2 feet, so you could get up to, I don't know, probably 20. And for other people, we have mathematical, technical instruments.
Okay. But so
I don't know why you're saying all this. So I've lost your train of thought. I got off.
Why are numbers so? You say his numbers can't go further down because of.
I don't know. I'm not going to say they can. I'm saying that they won't. I don't. It is possible that they can. I mean, he could be caught in bed with a young boy, and then things would change.
Not really much. Some like. Don't say percent. Don't say percent. We're talking about numbers here, not percentages.
6 people. Well,
okay, so that's depressing as fuck.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Our best prayers and hopes have been answered for this off-season election.
Have they?
In so many ways. And the thing that it will do is it is going to spark people of all ages to look around and say, wow, we can be successful at creating an army to stop this shit. And when Trump
God, I hope so.
when Trump puts out on social media, fuck, 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 he blamed the Republican Congress for not being able to get the deal they needed to keep the budget running, and he said, and that's why we lost. And he has been harping against the filibuster, which requires 60 votes and therefore has to be bipartisan. And he's got a few senators saying, well, you know, I think about it, but John Thune and others are saying it's not on the, no. It's now, we're not going to do that. And now they'll be emboldened. They'll be emboldened because they don't want to fucking go down at midterm. You know, don't mistake this fucking election was a fucking vote against Trump. He's the one who's fucking not made prices go down. The buck stops there.
I mean, according to him, the prices are super low.
Well, all except beef, and he might say, well, I don't know why that is. Only because he just sent fucking $40 billion to Venezuela, plus
No. Argentina.
Plus gave the cattle farmers there billions
Yeah. Okay,
for American beef, or
Okay.
for Argentinian beef.
Beef. Okay, so your prediction for the next month is that
There will be an effective campaign strategy by the Democratic Party with higher levels of prestige and authority by Gavin Newsom, who successfully passed Proposition 50, which redistricted California so they get an additional 6 House seats.
right.
And the voting lines went around the blocks, and that's the only thing they were voting on. Single issue, and the numbers were crazy. That's California. Holy shit.
But
That's a lot of people.
only as a response to do super shady shit to compete with what Texas is
It
doing.
ain't. It's actually pretty transparent. It's a tactic wherein the legality of the approach
Yes,
which
but it's
is-
not.
which
It's
is
not
clear,
good.
becomes secondary to the issue of how do you fight unfairness?
Right.
Well, you equalize.
Right. We're also
And-
going to do unfairness shit. Yeah.
You know, and there's quite a history with all that, of course.
Whew.
But so there will be a clarity of messaging. There will be new voices. The progressive wing of the party in the Northeast of the United States is going to go deeper and deeper, you know, as far as, you know, Midwest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happens over there. But it's quite the deal. I mean, look at, man, New York, New Jersey, Washington D.C., New York City. These are Democratic strongholds. If the vote percentage of the people who are capable of voting, eligible to vote, would increase, then those numbers would. It's like a fucking harbor where the water rises and all the boats rise with it. It helps everybody. And the failure of the Democratic Party in the generational switch from Biden to Harris was that Harris could not untie herself from Biden as vice president, and what would have been more productive because of the economy would have been for her to break from him, or them to have chosen somebody who wasn't so beholden to the president.
Right.
But all that, you know, is like history, and they've learned from it. And if you You put AOC in a one-on-one debate with any person in the Republican Party, and she is going to win that debate, hands down. Elizabeth Warren, put her in a debate with any Republican, she's going to win hands down. These are not centrist liberals. These are progressive liberals. Bernie Sanders, he hasn't changed in 10 years. He's always looked ancient.
Yeah, I would not want to debate Warren or AOC. Like, they would destroy me about literally anything. Because, yeah, it's like they're so freaking clever. So, politics.
Yeah, so it's all great news. It's buoyed me. It's made for a much nicer day, a much happier day. And here it is, full-fledged fall with leaves all brilliant still, but fading fast, and now leaves gathering everywhere. And I know that it's the season to be planting leaf retrieval, because my 5-year-old oak tree has turned from green to brilliant orange.
Oh, no.
And that is the official signal of the fall season.
So it's been creepily warm here today. It was like 75 degrees Fahrenheit here today.
Really?
Like, what are we even doing in short sleeves? But whenever that happens here, it's because there's this really sharp wind coming up from the south, like from Africa. And so, like, I went out for a walk, but it was like uncomfortable to be outside because the wind was so freaking just like
And warm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're on with the weather. I watched so I've got two topics. One is that I was visited by a previous colleague of mine from Mongolia.
Oh.
So I often will say, hey, anyone, like, hey, colleagues, if you're ever in northern Spain, give me a call.
Yeah.
And then, like, the company shut down, and like 3 years went by, and he was like, hey man, I'm gonna be in northern Spain. And I was like, cool. And so he flew into a town that's like a 45-minute drive away, and I took my wife and kid to go see him, and he and his wife, and we had a lovely time. It was nice. They have these crazy stories about Mongolia, because in Mongolia, like, people fucking live like the nomadic life that you imagine if you know anything about Mongolia. And so yes, so like, what sort of like beverages do you drink there? And they were like, well, we got some beer, but then we also have some
Fermented yak milk.
fermented horse milk. Close, very close. And we were like, and how is that made?
Milk,
Like,
the
how does one milk a horse?
There are teats where the milk comes from. You squeeze them.
Very carefully, yes.
Yes. Have you ever milked an animal?
I've not yet.
Really?
I want to.
Really?
I really want to. Like, my wife is like in the milk fucking industry,
Right.
and I really want to have that experience. But no.
Well, yeah, I raised goats, and so had goat milk. It was very wonderful for about a year, and then the goats came down with mastitis, and they had blood in their milk, so I had to continue milking them and then throw the milk away. And I had to do that all fucking winter. And I was beginning to wonder, how is goat meat? Because as we know...
Goat meat is very good, yes.
I just watched Cold Mountain again for about the 6th time, and I just love the goat woman who takes him in and is petting her goat and said, you can live off goats, and petting the goat and say, you're a good baby, slicing its throat, putting the blood aside, and then sizzling in butter and herbs, fried chunks of fucking goat meat.
So,
man.
So apparently horse milk has more sugar in it than cow milk, and therefore has more to ferment to make an alcoholic beverage, which gets about up to the level of a typical beer, like 3 or 4%.
That's low.
And so that's like what they drink. But they were super lovely guests to show around, and we went. We were like trying to find a restaurant, and we're just like using our phones, like, what's a nearby restaurant? We found one, and we went there. And they were like, oh, this is a very nice restaurant. Is this like your go-to restaurant whenever you come to the city? And we were like, yeah, no. We just like stumbled upon this place. But that was lovely.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
And my other story to tell was something else.
Well, I will. While you're thinking, I would tell you we had our Halloween show, November 1st.
I was thinking about you during Halloween, because we have like on record you being super Halloween focused.
Day of the Dead. So we set up at the iconic Old Dog Tavern in their tight but wonderful little stage, and it was tight. And we had fucking sound system problems right up till 10 to 8. We're ready to play. Usually we have enough time to eat. We're ready to play, and then we go eat and have a beer. This was, and I had makeup to put on because I had was a skeleton and had a top hat with a black veil on it that had 3 white skeletons emblazoned on the front of the top hat, and skeleton bones chest, and a velvet cape. It wasn't velvet actually, but that velvet collar, but a cape. And and it was funny as luck would have it, my guitar player on my left, Jason, had the benefit of a fan that when it was blowing toward me, it blew my cape around. I was pissed though because we didn't, the fog machine wasn't working. And that would have been the thing to do, but whatever. But it was fun. It was a lively crowd. We played 3 raucous sets. The first 2 sets it was full of people, and got through our sound problems fine, and ended up jamming out. There'll be ample videos and pictures. We had 2 photographers there. A videographer and a videographer plus 2 stationary cameras, panning cameras, and plus a professional photographer. I'm anxious to see. She showed my wife some of the pictures, and Nikki said they were great. And she knows good photography. She's got a sharp eye.
Nice. That will be.
So as a result, we're booking 4 times next year.
Sweet.
Including an outdoor 1-day festival, we hope, with a warm-up band.
So, have I mentioned to you my November schedule? I'm going to New York City. It's a town you might have heard of.
Yeah.
Take your notes. The Big Apple. Yes. I'm going there for a few days, and then I'm going to pop down to North Carolina to surprise my daughter, who doesn't know that I'm doing this, for a few days, and then I'm
For Thanksgiving.
well, just pre-Thanksgiving.
Close enough, yeah.
Pre-Thanksgiving, and then
Holiday.
I'm flying back to London for a thing actually on Thanksgiving. And
Good Lord.
yeah, and then
That's
I'm
a
coming back
travel day.
home. So like, I've managed to book like a bunch of one-way flights, which is weird because
Yeah.
you never do that. So the latter half of November, I'm going to be gone, but I'm really looking forward to going to the Big Apple, of course.
So Thanksgiving week and the week after that?
No,
We're
but
out?
the Thanksgiving week and the week before.
Oh,
So starting the 15th or whatever. Write that down on your scribe.
I know this is, I'm sure that all of our listeners are
Yes, make sure you
thrilled
write
with
it
the note,
down.
thrilled with the note taking.
Yes, with the big quill with the feather. It's very nice. Yes. But I'm going. Because I was going to New York City, I was like, well, I need to be there on Monday and Tuesday. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm gonna go on Friday and see what I can do on the weekend, right?
Oh,
Because
New York City? My word.
Why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And so I looked around, but also like because like I have this hobby of watching the late night guests come on, and like Tom Hanks came on some of the talk shows, and he was like, normally when an actor comes on, they're like promoting their movie or whatever, but he was promoting his like Broadway show. So I ended up booking, I'm gonna go see a show with Tom Hanks,
Are you kidding me?
which is pretty freaking amazing. And also,
So what was the ticket like? $500-600?
no, closer to 300.
Yeah.
But fuck, like this is like, but this is like the day before. This is literally like the day before they go live, like when it's a real production, like
The opening.
The opening, yes.
It's the final dress rehearsal.
I guess, yeah. So they do a whole bunch of rehearsals before
Or a soft
the big
opening, they might
or
call
whatever.
it.
Yeah. So
The soft opening.
but fuck, theater tickets are expensive. Like
What's expensive? Theater tickets?
yeah, theater tickets. Like it's crazy that like 10,000 people are paying $300 a night, and then they do it the next night and the next night and the next night, and it's just like fuck. Like I understand that there are expenses and there are like a bunch of people being
There's
paid
profit.
behind the scenes.
Well,
and
here's
stuff,
the
but-
challenge: is that 1 out of every 10 shows is going to make money like that, and some of them won't. You know,
Yes, that like that's
it
the
evens out.
yeah, like that's the startup, the Silicon Valley startup math of like, yeah, we're gonna. But if but if they sell, I don't know. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see Tom Hanks and Louis C.K.
No kidding.
I was like, let me see who's showing,
And so 2 different shows.
yeah, of
Louis
course.
C.K. stand
Of
up.
course. Yeah. But so Louis C.K. is just doing this stand up every fucking night, just raking in all this money, just like practicing for his next actual like Netflix.
HBO special,
whatever,
whatever.
special,
He's
whatever.
got himself out of jail
So-
for the masturbation challenge he has.
I guess. So
Masturbating in front of people that weren't quite aware that he was doing it.
yes. So yeah, like whatever. But it's. But it's a. It's like in New York City, if you like. In all the big cities, if you're fucking rich, that it's amazing. Because, like, the other thing that I saw after I had already booked for Tom Hanks was there's a Keanu Reeves is doing a thing with. Do you remember?
Searching for Godot.
Yes.
Waiting for Godot.
Waiting for Godot. Yes. With the guy that was his companion in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Like that's the
Yeah, I
other
saw an
actor.
interview of those guys.
So like that would be amazing too, but like I can't do all the things. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's wild, man. This is wild.
And I can justify paying a stupid amount of money because like how often am I in New York City?
And
Just never.
how frequently do you spend that kind of money when you don't? You don't
Right.
take advantage of all those
Exactly. Like I could. No, not even here. Like I couldn't spend that amount of money to go to the theater all the time. But so anyway, that's them's my plans. We're gonna talk again next week, hopefully before that happens. Because
Yeah, I've got that going on. I'm absolutely good. It's
got that going on.
we I know my there's a word that describes a relationship that you have with the parents of your son-in-law or daughter-in-law. But there is a word that describes that. They are your, you have to look it up, but those folks, Sue and Bob, who we love, are in Spain as we speak.
Ooh,
And as a result,
hold on. I don't see them. No.
it's getting dark here. I'm not sure about
Bob. No.
and Sue.
So
You don't find a lot of couples named Bob and Sue. I mean,
it's like if you were coming up with a fictional
Bob and Sue.
couple, you would do that.
But as a result, they are the caregivers, along with my wife and I, of the 2 grandchildren, including Babe in Arms, Maxine, who can't even sit up yet on her own, but is a bundle of joy.
Useless.
And
Fucking
so,
useless.
no chores yet.
Sit up on your own. God damn
So
it.
my job is to give her a bottle and have her nap while I hold her.
Well, you
in
have your
my
own bottle.
recliner, which is an hour and a half twice a day.
Yes.
And so it's an amazingly great respite from the rapid paced world of fucking
Wait. So you
OCD.
have to lie down for 3 hours a day, is what I'm hearing.
recline for 3 hours a day, and
Recline,
and
lie
I
down.
don't nap, and so there might be a nap in there too for at least an hour.
Uh-huh.
So that's reclining or napping for 7 hours
You're such a hero, Dennis.
in a 12-hour day. So it's good.
You're a
It's all
hero.
good. But what an adorable bundle, you know, in my arms. And she'll wake up laughing, sometimes wake up crying. But
Sometimes pooping.
It's interesting you say that. I haven't changed the poopy diaper all week. Vicky's had the pleasure
No,
of
because
that.
you're the grandpa. You're just like,
Well, no, I would never hand off a stinky baby. It just hasn't happened on my watch, so to speak.
so you have changed the poopy diaper, but just not this week.
Not this week, no.
Okay.
Prior weeks. There's the greatest scene of a man changing a filthy diaper is Nicolas Cage in The Family Man, the iconic Christmas show,
I've seen it. Yep.
starring him and Tia Leone
Yes.
in her famous shower scene where she is singing to the fucking Rolling Stones, and he's watching her through the glass. As of last night, apparently his wife, who he wasn't sure about. Oh, Lord, magnificent.
'Cause
But he's
that-
changing the dirty diaper, and it's full of green shit. And how he gags, it's
Amazing.
the best. It's the best. So anyway, we got the kids 4 days a week instead of 2. And so it's been a week of, I can do stuff in between. You know, I've got some time to early in the morning. The day doesn't start until 9:30, 10.
Wow. Lucky.
So I got early morning to do what I got to do, and the weather is changing. I've eradicated my barn of squirrels. Found all the crevices I could where they might be getting in. In fact, one morning at 6 o'clock, I woke up and dark as stone out. I went outside. I went in the barn, turned on the floodlights, and closed all the doors. I went outside and looked for cracks where they might be getting in. Found nothing that would fit the size of a squirrel. Finally gave up, called a place called Critter Ritters. They came, took pictures, and found 5 places they might be getting in,
Wow.
including one place where they definitely were getting in, and they had eaten through the bottom part of the corner of the house, and once they ate through the bottom board, they were able then to scamper up what eventually was a scampering type fucking chimney like fucking elevator,
Fucking
and
scamper
that's how they
elevator.
were getting in and out like crazy. And when I realized that, I said, well, that explains that mess over there. Right near that entrance, they have been carrying all of their black walnuts, which have a thick green or dead brown black coating over them, and underneath them is a very hard black walnut that
Yes.
looks exactly like an uncracked walnut and black. And that is what they store. They don't store the meat. So right near the entrance, there's this pile on this work table I have out there of the casings from these nuts, and that was their fucking nut factory.
Fucking
They would
nut
go
factory.
from that place and get the nuts, and I would go inside. Now picture there's a little thing that's sold that transforms a 5-gallon bucket into a work bucket, and it's a round canvas apron that drops inside the bucket. There's pockets inside the bucket, there's pockets outside the bucket. It's all vinyl. These squirrels had packed all 12 of those pockets with these shorn black walnuts, and filled the 5-gallon, well, not completely filled, but all but filled that 5-gallon bucket full of these black walnuts.
Well done,
And they're
squirrels.
stored by the thousands. Now that I've closed the shed off to them and stopped all the actual, there's probably only one place they were getting in and out, now that we know it, but there were 3 others that could have. So I fixed them all, and blessed with the weather that was in the 50s, because you can't use the cement spread that I used to patch up a couple of holes if it's not at least 50 degrees. So I've got a hot light on it right now. But that's kind of what I've been doing, man. Just
So
getting ready for winter, going fishing, and
I'd like to
taking
give
care
a,
of business, playing some music.
I'd like to give a shout out to Erik the chipmunk,
Erik, poor Erik.
who died
Oh,
very
yeah.
blue. He got very
Blue
blue.
Erik.
Yes.
Blue
So,
Erik.
because he was another rodent that entered into your environment,
Yes.
and
not
I'd
to
like
mention, not to mention the squirrel that one day, early on, years ago, I was so aggravated because it was before I fixed the shed, and they were living in there, and it was many years. And since then, I've fixed all but closed up every door for years.
right.
And saw a squirrel. Oh God, about I don't know, 20, maybe 20, 25 yards away, with a nut in its mouth, sitting up by the base of a tree. And I looked at it and I said, "You little son of a bitch!" And I picked up a rock that was right near me, and I
No.
threw it at the squirrel, hit the squirrel in the head with the rock, and killed it. And I said, "Oh God, I didn't mean it. There's not in a million years I could ever hit a squirrel like that. I mean, of course, it was more to like chase it, but it was dead on. The poor fucking thing twitching with a cut in its forehead is like, oh God. No, don't let my wife or kids find out that I'm a fucking squirrel killer.
Jesus. So
Thank God they don't listen to this podcast. In fact, nobody I know does listen to this podcast.
rest in
Except
peace,
for-
Erik and that other guy. Who we
Sebastian.
call Sebastian.
Sebastian. Anybody named Sebastian in any story I've ever heard has a bad ending. You
Yes.
just think about it. Who's the name of the guy in the coffin? Sebastian.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Sebastian the squirrel,
Oh,
who
Lord.
took the wrong nut at the wrong time.
it must have
Well-
been the wrong nut. It must have been the wrong time. It
Yeah.
must have been the wrong nut. It must have been the wrong time.
Yeah.
We're doing a Billy Preston tune that is will it go around in circles. And originally I was singing it and playing the harp, and J Dog said, "No man, just play the harp. Let Jason sing this." And because there's a great harp solo in it, and you might as well, just do that.
Sure.
I'm having so much fucking fun with it. It's so nice to be able to play the entire song as a background,
Right.
and then have an opportunity for a lead, for a solo, and the dude who sings it and the band just fucking kills it. We gotta put together more recordings to show online. The ones, if you listen to them, even in your phone with headphones on, they sound quite good.
Yeah.
The quality of the sound is pretty damn good. These guys know what the fuck they're doing. God knows I don't.
Well, that's my job here.
Yeah, that's right.
To make you sound good.
Which-
It's really hard.
Which
It's really
would
hard.
explain why I'm out of focus.
It's
I mean,
really hard.
I wonder if.
Well, you're never in focus. Yeah.
Look at that. That's weird. Maybe because it's dark in here.
Well, maybe you'll be in focus in post.
Oh, I be in focus. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da.
Fuck you.
Oh, so here's a phenomena, and I just happen to have. I have
Phenomena.
bought 4 A harps in 3
Why?
months.
Why?
Here are 3 of them.
Why?
Here are 3 of them. They have bent reeds. Right there. Not too bad, actually.
Okay, fine.
Not quite right.
Yep, sounds the same. Again, the same.
Hear that?
No.
You don't? Not good. Yeah.
Yeah. Legit.
I'm out.
Okay, that's the end of episode number 264. You can find the show notes at happyhour.fm/264, where there's a link to a cool video about Mongolian horse milk, which is wild, and other things that we talked about. You can support the show at patreon.com/happyhour, and hopefully see you next week.